How's it going, everybody? Welcome to LastPackMagik. I'm Graydon. This is our first live video that we've ever done, and our guests are running just a little bit late right now. So we're just going to kick it off and not make you guys wait any longer. Thanks so much for joining for the first one. This channel is pretty new, and we're just piecing together videos as we go about the Marvel collecting hobby. And this is really a how-to guide of how to collect Marvel cards in a way that works for you as a set collector or as a character collector. The range is large. Sets are large, so there's a lot of different ways to do it. We're going to go over a whole bunch of ways to keep the hobby fun and affordable for yourselves, and to make it so that you have a better understanding of what it is you're chasing and what it is that you're buying. There's a whole range of characters to choose from, or you can focus on just one, like a lot of us have. And I hope that you'll find a lot of these videos helpful in narrowing your search, going after quality cards, and finding what's going to work best for you. We're going to talk about things on the channel from how collectors store their sets, how they store their personal collections, and how they display them. But first and foremost, I'm going to start saying hello to some people in the chat here. This is my first one of these, you guys, so you're going to have to bear with me. I'm still learning all the computer program stuff, but really appreciate you joining in. For those of you that are new followers on Instagram and new followers on the YouTube channel, thank you so much for tagging along. Really appreciate it. Been trying to put out content that is going to be helpful in the collecting space. I know that there are other channels where people cover lots of stuff. I don't want to be redundant. I'd like to be a little bit more specific about collecting and what we're trying to accomplish here and how to do it. So many of you know me as the Sabretooth collector. So my PC character is Sabretooth. I go after his cards solely. He's the only character that I collect other than a relative of his in the Marvel world named Graydon Creed. And the reason for choosing a character like that, like Sabretooth, is because he isn't nearly as popular as superheroes. And the people that are going after the big three, which you guys know what they are, they're Wolverine, Spider-Man, and Venom. They're not going to be able to grab as many cards because of the price points. Hey, how's it going, guys? Happy New Year to you guys as well. You know, having those big budget characters is really going to make it difficult for you to grab a lot of cards, and the really good ones, the rare ones. Whereas when you choose a character that is less popular but still a great character, you're going to have a way more open space to collect them in. You should put a lot of thought into that when making these decisions, rather than just going right after a big superhero, you know. In this channel, we're going to go over things at a later date, but like what a rainbow is, printing plates, sketches, storing things in binders or magnetic top loaders. There's going to be a lot of different things that are covered that show how I do it, and I hope that you can take something away from it that will make you a little bit better at collecting, or maybe make it a little bit funner for yourself. A background about myself is that I've been collecting Marvel cards since the 90s. I took a huge break as a kid. I collected them. I really loved the Marvel Masterpieces sets. I never completed any of them. I just bought a couple of packs and just loved the art on them. And I kept going with it. And then I got a little bit older and I lost interest in it all until 2012. And then I got back into it because I opened an eBay account and realized that you could, hey, how's it going, Vintage Canada? That you could buy sets on eBay. You could buy complete base sets for pretty cheap. And that was pretty cool. So I would grab up some of those base sets and start putting them in binders. Never thought once about the condition of cards, never thought about rarity. I just grabbed base sets and then started working on insert sets. As a collector, I found it so much easier to just go on eBay and buy completed everything. Like I never pieced together insert sets. I always just bought a 9 or 18 card completed set for those and slowly added them to my binders. And That's a great way to do it rather than busting open boxes and chasing cards. I love breaking open boxes, and I'm hoping that in a little bit here my guests show up and we get to do that. But a great way of doing it so that you don't just have to crack boxes and take the chance is to go on eBay and find your base sets and your inserts. Take your time doing all this. Lots of you guys, I can see people in the chat who have a lot of experience at this, so I'm going to speak to you guys and to the newer collectors that are looking to do this. This is more of an intro video for all of us to get to know one another. But I hope that you realize there's a huge range here that you can do. I mean, I have a ton of sets in binders on my bookshelf, not my bookshelf behind me, but a different one. And I love just sitting down and pulling out a binder and flipping through and seeing what's on there. It's super fun. Character collecting is a whole nother beast. And, the guests that we're going to have on this channel are mainly character collectors because that's kind of my friend group. And I like watching character collectors open boxes that have the biggest chance of them hitting their character in it. And that's always super, super fun. I did a break today on Spidey hits where I got to open up a 1997 99-cent Spider-Man box. I hope you guys get a chance to watch it. We did it live and he opened up a box of mine that I had mailed to him. And it's really fun opening up boxes with a character collector. So Spidey hits obviously collects Spider-Man, and seeing so many of those cards come out of the box, it's really, really relevant to that collector. I got to pull a few Sabretooth cards, which was a big surprise. Actually, I didn't even know that was in that set. And that was really neat. So that's what this channel is going to be. It's going to be bringing friends on and new friends and old friends to open up boxes that are relevant to them. I know there's a lot of different sets coming out in the near future here. And a lot of you guys have characters that maybe there's one character you're interested in and you're going to be looking for those. And some of you have tons, like in Midnight Suns that's coming up. There's an awful lot of characters that a lot of you guys collect. So I'm sure that's going to be really fun opening those once the release date actually gets established. I know it's supposed to be the 12th. We're all fingers crossed, hoping it's going to be the 12th. And here's hoping. Another part of the channel is going to focus on set collecting. I know that lots of people have said sets are way too big. They're way too challenging to go after, but there are ways to make it very manageable. You do not need to have a master set of everything. In fact, it's kind of stupid to have a master set of to a degree because so many of the parallels are so similar. Like for Fleer Ultra Avengers, do you really need to have the silver, the green, the red, all of them? For that set, I just have the silvers, the greens, and the medallions. And I don't even know why I got the silvers. I should have just stuck to the greens. I like that parallel the most, even though the foiling's on a background that a lot of people were kind of ticked about. So that's kind of the stuff that is in store for the future here. As the holidays wrap up, I've got to post a few videos about storing, like what to do with your doubles, a couple of box breaks for versus stuff with Deadpool because I was looking for my character, but just cool things to look at in general and to have a look through. There's been a lot of material put out recently covering comics and grading and a lot of controversies that have been happening lately. This channel is going to be a lot about keeping a focus in collecting and having a group of people together that can help you find cards without it being frustrating. You know, a lot of good friends who are in the chat right now actually are great collectors, and will be wicked guests to have on here to explain to us how they've been successful collecting. And every tip that I've really learned in collecting was from these guys, of learning from their trial and error, getting it right the first time. So Vintage Lords Canada says, I'm hoping to grab a Jambalaya card of Daredevil and Elektra in the Midnight Sunset. The checklist got released, and I know that there's definitely some renewed excitement about that set. I know that it was supposed to come out earlier, but with the checklist being out and being able to go through, when I saw Sabretooth as number 78 on the checklist, I was like, I definitely had more of an interest in the set then. I personally have ordered 2 boxes. to open up on this channel and hopefully with some friends. I didn't even know there was a Sabretooth one. I was just kind of grabbing a couple things here and there just to have something to do with you guys. But I'm definitely more excited now that I know that there's a Sabretooth card in there. What else we got going on in here? Thinking about PCing Green Goblin or Magneto. Which one do you think would be best? It's funny that you say Green Goblin. I've been on a couple of streams, well, today and yesterday, where Green Goblin came up. I pulled a bunch of Green Goblin cards today in that Spider-Man box. I love Magneto. I think he's a great character, but I personally think that Green Goblin would be a more obtainable character to grab more of. I know that there are people who collect Magneto. There are tons of Magneto cards, so I mean, both of them are a great choice, and you could have a lot of fun collecting both. But Green Goblin's one of those characters where you would be kind of one of the first collectors in that space. And if anyone does collect Green Goblin, I'm sorry, I just don't know you. But you would have a chance to get to the cards first in a way. Sometimes like grabbing up cards as a collector that nobody else is grabbing, you can do it quietly. And not that there's like competition for it, but you can get a lot of a head start. And that's something I actually want to talk about a bit more. When I started going after Sabretooth stuff, I made so many mistakes. Number one, I live in Canada. I know a bunch of you guys in the chat live in Canada as well. So we pay so much in like shipping and duties, and it can be very costly. So I know that a trick that some of us Canadians do is look for a seller that's selling multiple items so that you can combine shipping. That's always like a great idea. Finding a seller that's got multiple base cards, if you're going after those or whatever, is a good strategy to stick to. Also, when you're looking for a higher priced item, finding it in Canada and not having to pay duties on it when it comes in, super helpful, is another great tip. But so for anyone out there right now that's inquiring about choosing a character, I want to say that the very first tip I wish I'd known when I started, no matter what country you live in, no matter what, when you're picking a character, if you want to start collecting base and having a good idea of the prices that are out there, go to comc.com. And I don't have anything to do with comc. I'm just throwing it out there. This is a great way of doing it. Grab yourself what you want to get on there. It's before you start hitting eBay really hard, find your base on comc. The shipping is really slow. It's really cheap. It's like $6, $7, but it'll take like a month to get to you. And the duties are nothing if you're having to cross a border. And then if you're in the United States, then I'm sure it's a quicker shipping and no duties. But that's something I really wish that I'd known fresh out of the gate, is that was an option, because I wasted lots of money getting like 3 base cards. I was like, oh man, I got to have these, and this seller's got them, and shipping's $20. Without exaggeration, shipping up here can be like $20+, and eBay shipping can be extremely frustrating to deal with. They're super slow. So that's a great tip to take into consideration if you're thinking about going after Magneto or Green Goblin. Start looking at prices there. ComC has stuff that's priced outrageous as well. So if you see a card there, like, don't use it as the benchmark for, oh, it's got to be that price. Because I went through Marvel Beginnings when I was doing a rainbow for it, and I was seeing the red flipped FX for like $100, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of money for that card. I'm surprised that it's costing that much. And then over time, you get to see that price came down to $20. It's just a matter of people pulling them and getting to see what's in there. So that's a good tip for that. And I would highly recommend going through a couple of different avenues like that before getting too focused on eBay, if you're going to be putting together a really large collection of a single character. I can't tell you how many times I screwed that up, and then I discovered ComC a little bit later into my collecting, and I've never bought base sets off of it, but I found a lot of great inserts. I've bought base cards, just not completed sets. I've never really seen that on there. In the comments and stuff like that, guys, I'd love to see questions that you have about collecting and how this channel can be different than the other ones to help you guys out with really specific things. There's box breaks that are going to happen on here, and we're going to pull cards and we're going to talk about them and talk about artists. But if you guys have questions about how this channel can help you build your character collecting, I would love to help out. A lot of really good people have helped me out, and I wouldn't be nearly as far into it as I am right now had I not had their help. So I'll segue from that. I'll segue from that into where I'm displaying my collection. So on the LastPackMagik YT for YouTube is on Instagram. So that's going to be the YouTube Instagram account for this channel. You can go on there and we can chat on there. You can message me. I'm going to try to keep all of my YouTube channel stuff condensed onto there and post reels and things that are happening on the channel through there. And then I've also got the Sabertooth PC Instagram account, which I'm focusing just on sharing with you guys my Sabertooth collection so that you know what a rather complete character collection looks like. I hope that both of those are helpful, and I think it's a good idea to keep them separate just so that when you just want to look at someone's character, you don't have to like go through, oh, look, they got a bunch of stuff they're posting for their YouTube channel or whatever. It's nice to it's nice to just have the two separate. And it's a lot of work having two Instagrams. Saw your video on how to display your doubles. It was great. I'm definitely giving it a try. I thought it was so funny that people were ending up with all of these doubles because I figured, wow, if you're buying these cards and they're expensive, you would kind of, how would you end up with doubles? You end up with doubles, especially when you're opening boxes, especially when you're hunting certain cards that require you to go through a few different base sets. So getting your doubles and having little displays like that to put around, really, really fun. I'm so glad that you enjoyed that video. That was a fun one to do. I'm going to make lots of short videos too, because you don't need a 20-minute video about how to display your doubles. So we're going to do more and more of those where I show the things that I've done with my extras. Also, I love giving them away. There was a family pretty close to where I live, and their son got into Marvel Beginnings, and I had a bunch of doubles from opening blaster boxes, and it was really nice to gift them to them and keep the train rolling. Keep going in the chat, guys. This is great. Thanks so much for participating. I think there are less Green Goblin collectors than Magneto collectors, which means better pricing for you on your difficult cards to find. So Soberface cards, exactly. You know what you're doing. Here's an example of people who have like been collecting a while, and they know what's up. They're really the people to ask about stuff, and always so generous with answers. It's if you're starting out or if you're thinking about something, take your time and talk to other community members that can lead you in the right direction. I jumped in a little bit faster than I should have when it came to character collecting. I had a background in set collecting, so I kind of thought I knew what I was doing. And it was a different beast. So there were a couple of really good friends that I made who helped me along the way and continue to. Really important to have those. What else we got going on in this chat here, guys? Why don't you guys tell me in the chat about some of the cards that you picked up recently over the holidays, maybe that arrived? I know shipping is slow over the. I know shipping's really slow over the holidays and stuff. You're very welcome. I'm always so afraid to ship things during the holidays because it seems like it's so much more likely to get lost. And then the other day I caved and I actually shipped my entire e-pack to myself recently, which was such a nerve-wracking moment because I had some cards I cannot live without in there, and shipping the whole thing at once was like, ooh, I really hope that it makes it. So fingers crossed that it makes the journey. A little tip on e-pack that I don't know if this is true, but I would just recommend it for peace of mind. Don't go with the cheapest shipping option. So with ComC, I always do the cheapest shipping option. It never seems to make a difference. No big deal there, really. It takes a long time, but whatever. With e-pack, I had so many really good cards in there, including, I'll show them when they arrive. That I opted for a more expensive shipping option that was actually a lot more than I wanted to spend. I think it was about $55 American, and but it was worth it because the shipping dates were gonna. It was about a month different. I think it was even more than a month difference that there was going to be, and worth it to just spend a bit more coin to get that sent over here. And like I said, I have no problems waiting on the ComC ones. Sometimes you kind of forget like what you have when you order from ComC. Like in a month, I'll order from ComC like 2 or 3 times, and I'm guilty of accidentally buying the same card a couple of times. They're like $2, so who really cares? But I'm definitely guilty of that. So like it can be a long turnaround time. But the e-pack one, I'm really looking forward to getting in a timely manner. I only collect cards, so like I don't really get too crazy on comic books, on on movie signatures as far as like photos of Sabretooth and stuff like that. I think it's really important to draw the line somewhere. In fact, it is really, really important to draw the line somewhere. Some people go after everything. They go after absolutely everything. That's not really my style. I'm really narrow focused on Sabretooth stuff. It's sorry, just give me 1 sec. Our guests are having a touch of an issue with the link here. Give me 1 second. Sorry, guys, it's my first one. You got to just bear with me. Where was I going with that? Oh my goodness, I'm terrible. I'm so sorry. Just so our guests are going to be showing up here momentarily, and we're going to get you guys a box to open and get to check it out. It will be it'll be fun. We're going to open up the 1992 Silver Surfer Prism Box, which is going to be done with a dear friend of mine who's helped me in this collecting space. This person's been a huge, huge help for me. And, I suggest all of you choose your friends in this hobby and let them help you. Like let them give you the information to do it right. Another comment here from Vintage Lord Canada. I know you're an up north Albertan. You're awesome, man. I really appreciate you hanging out and letting me know this. Does the Walmart in Grand Prairie get Marvel cards? I've only seen one Walmart in Edmonton that had beginnings. Oh, you want me to give away the spots? Absolutely. So the Grand Prairie Walmart is a gold mine. I hope you stop in as more blaster boxes come out. Just give me 1 sec, guys. I'm going to add a fella here. The Grand Prairie Walmart is a good one. There's also in Grand Prairie there's oh my god, Imperial Gardens. It used to be the Chinese restaurant, but the family decided to make it a comic shop. So they sell blaster boxes, hobby boxes. Super cool. All right, I'm going to add our dear guest here. Give me 1 sec. I'm still figuring all this fun stuff out. There he is.
Hey, buddy.
What's going on?
Hey, man. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, thanks so much for joining.
Of course.
We were just going over some of the character collecting stuff that you and me have been chatting about for some time.
Good. I'm happy to hear it.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of people in the chat here, and some of them are giving away the spots up here in Canada where I find my blaster boxes, and I love it.
All the secret spots are over and done with.
Yeah, that was really fun yesterday. We did a stream on Fausto's channel there, talking about character collecting, and it was wild. It was great.
It was awesome. It was great. I'm gonna do so many of those videos. I'm just addicted to that segment. I don't know. It's just my favorite part of the hobby is talking to other character collectors. So I don't know. Just time to get more serious about it. But
people love those videos, and I think everyone's pumped to see more guests that you have on.
I'm going to try to have some black hole collectors on there. I'm going to have some people who are kind of not really known, but have the crazy stuff. So we'll see. We'll have some crazy people there.
I've seen some people on the channel where I was like, I'm so glad that your channel exists to have them on, because I would have to stumble upon their Instagram deep diving, or if they even have Instagram, right? Like,
Yeah.
they're hard to find. So it's great that you are exposing these people to us.
I think it's good too because it gives people a way to like. We had this conversation privately. I don't think it was on the the channel yesterday. It's a shame too because it was a good conversation, but there's so many characters out there that can still be collected
Yeah.
at that level of craziness that the channel usually talks about, that you and I talk about. I don't know, man. There's so many good characters out there. It breaks my heart that we've talked about this. You know what I mean? Like characters like, gosh, who would be a crazy good character to start collecting like that? Like Jubilee. I love to see a Jubilee collector. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I was thinking of examples too. One of the members in the chat here was saying, what do you think between Green Goblin or Magneto? And both good choices. But we were talking about Green Goblin yesterday, and
Green Goblin's a good one. You got a lot of Spider-Man stuff. It's kind of like with you and Sabretooth, right? Like Sabretooth is always adjacent to Wolverine, right? There's always that kind of relationship there. And he is the Wolverine nemesis. I don't think anybody else is bigger than, I don't know every villain of Wolverine, but Sabretooth for me is iconically always paired with Wolverine.
yeah, and for better or worse, right?
For
Sometimes
better
you
or
just
worse.
have a card that's just got your guy on it, and then Wolverine's just in there photobombing them every time.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm setting up my camera now so we can have that here for the opening if you wanted to do that.
Could you say that again?
I'm just getting my camera ready here, so if you want to do that opening, just so we're all set. Sorry, I don't mean to be distracting.
No, you're good, man. You're the only guy we're watching open, so it's good. Earlier in the chat, we were talking about getting into character collecting and using these YouTube streams as a good like way to learn from the mistakes that other people have made. I was talking about some of the mistakes that I've made, about how like using COM-C to start and look for base cards instead of going through eBay when you pay a lot of shipping on it, and all, just little tips like that.
There's a lot of really good stuff out there. So much good stuff out there. I think also too, like the one I always see people talking about and getting the hard lesson there is like when a new set comes out, just buying every card of your character right off the bat is I always mess this mistake up too. You know what I mean? Because I just get overly excited. Jake.
Yeah. What's going on, Jake? I appreciate you reaching out today and checking out the other streams. If I was tempted to do what you guys do for non-sketches, it would be for Break, not Magneto. For Beef, not for Magneto. I wonder why.
Jake is the bloodhound of Marvel card collectors. There's nothing Jake cannot find, and I pride myself on finding a lot of things. Jake is scary. Oh, you got Vintage Lord on here. Hey, man.
Yeah, we got some good ones in
here.
here.
A bunch of good people on here. What's going on, guys? Confetti?
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, Jake, you're a golden one, man. I really appreciate your help with my plate mission, and it's just nice to have friends in the hobby that you can chat with about Marvel stuff or about fishing. So yeah. So I was just saying, when you're set up there, we're going to get to watch the first live box break on my channel, and we're going to watch the Silver Surfer collector open up a box of Silver Surfer.
I'm really honored, man. This is real. I've never opened up this box because this set can be, purchased pretty easily. So I've never had the ability to do that. Let's see how we're going to do this.
Ooh. Wow, there you go. I guess I better figure out how to make you big, right?
So there's an icon on there where it has people's heads, and one person's head is a lot bigger, and that should be towards your left. And and then you want to drag the screen on my screen on top of your screen. There you go.
Wow. I'm getting a tutorial here myself, guys. This is great. Speaking of utilizing your friends to help you learn in the hobby.
Yeah, I would not be able to do what I've done with surfer stuff if I did not have friends like Jake and Jesus, so many other people helping me
Yeah.
figure this out. It'd be miserable. So this is cool. For Surfer Box. That's cool. This box is awesome. This set is awesome. This is a history of Silver Surfer. It is really cool. And there's a cell sheet, there's a prism sheet. The packs are amazing. I have all that stuff. And a box that my friend Lewis sent me. And then you sent me this one to open on channel because otherwise that was going to stay sealed. So
Yeah.
it's really cool to have this. And I'm actually really in love. The cool thing about being a character collector, well, one of the many cool things, is seeing your character being done by many different artists. And this set in particular is genius for that because you have artists in here from Surfer all across Surfer's history being done here, as well as artists who drew him for a very short period of time. So, like Jim Lee drew Surfer for a very short period of time for Heroes Reborn Fantastic Four. One of my favorite cards is done by Jim, but he also has some epic cards in here. I'm also going to be very careful here with some of these cards and packs because my pal is doing a PSA, well, SGC 10 set of every card from here because he's a Surfer fan too.
Cool.
So I'm going to be very careful. But I love this. Silver Surfer's Marvel, sleek alien superhero and defender of Earth through Galactus. Ah, so sick. Love this.
Can I ask a huge favor?
You can ask for all the favors.
Could you save me one pack to add to another box for someone to open?
Done.
Awesome. Thank you.
You tell me, how about the last pack of this? We save that.
That would be great.
I'm catching on, slowly but surely. I'm catching on.
So you have these sealed. Obviously, you have a sealed pack in your collection.
Yeah, but yeah, I might keep two for me.
Heck yeah.
Maybe two really primo. These are primo. I'll keep these for me. Jim Lee, by the way, Jim Lee Surfer, right there. Ash can issue. He didn't. Scott Williams didn't do the coloring. That was somebody else. But the inks are definitely Jim Lee. So
this is your first pack of these.
First pack of Prism Silver Surfer.
Right on.
It's such a good design too, because like he sees the foil silver, bada bing, bada boom. Comic images too, so that's really cool. What does it say on this blue wrapper? I'm not going to take forever on this. I promise. You don't have to hate me.
You take your time, man.
72 cards.
Jim L. What year was this? This is 92. So going
1992. McNabb Art Studio. Oh, that's dangerous. I didn't know that.
Fill us in.
I'm not talking to you. I gotta do something first. Then I can talk to you guys. I gotta look at I gotta go to the yellow pages, see if that company's still around. All right. There are no like hits, I don't think. I don't know if there's a rare card, one card less. I don't know if you get two full sets, one set, blah, 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 blah. Don't know. But here we go. So, pretty amazing. So, Mobius. And then this one, I forget who did this one, right? This is Guilt, right? So, what's really great about these cards is that they're Prism, Cosmic Energy Prism, very fancy insert, okay? Super high-end holographic stuff. Ron Lim Surfer, Jack of Hearts. And it features all of these other cool characters. I forget who did that one. Another Ron Lim famous Thanos cover as well. Surfer. So cool. So what's really great about these is that the card itself is not only covered in this really cool holofoil, they're very condition sensitive because they're comic images, but also the write-ups on the back are phenomenal. So they do such a good job telling the character's story and history, and you get these back illustrations that have some really famous Silver Surfer images. See, that's Mobius right there. That's the Parable cover, which is so iconic. In the beginning, Genocide, we got the famous Snap. There's a comic cut of that, by the way. I know. But yeah,
This is such a treat to get you to be the one to open this box. I refuse to believe there is someone that knows more about this than you.
There is. There's a lot of really smart people in the hobby. I'm very lucky to be surrounded by people who know more than me. I'm just very happy. I just enjoy this stuff, and I don't know everything, but if I don't know it, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, you will.
So, and that's okay too. It's okay not to know everything.
So
Oh,
I
the
remember
tribute, the main tribute.
I bought
Tribute
this set on
tribunal.
eBay and put it in a binder when I was younger.
Did you really?
Yeah, I never opened it, but this was one of my favorite sets. I kind of went in chronological order when I was building my set collection in 2012, and I remember buying this and being like, everyone's a foil. That's amazing.
I know. It's very epic when you think about it. Eternity. Doctor Strange. Eternity. Nova. Frankie Ray. It's the birth of Nova right there. Ego. Living
Imagine,
Planet.
yeah. Imagine we found an air card in here. That'd be great too, eh?
Oh, don't even. I didn't even think about that. Damn. Okay.
Just so we're looking for it.
That's actually a great idea. I want to find an error card. That's a good idea. Damn, I didn't even think about that. That's a really great idea. I was just opening this going down memory road, but now I'm like, oh, damn. Okay. So we're getting some doubles already. Ah, Fantastic Four. Ooh, checklist.
This is the fourth checklist I've seen pulled today between me and Spidey Hits and you.
Really? Oh, man, I haven't seen the video yet. I was so busy today. How did it go? Was it fun?
It was great. It was great.
So good. Spidey's a blast, man.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Mantis. That's a great surfer. Morg. It's actually really funny. Today I had two electricians come by the house to fix something because I rent. So if anybody else knows how that hell is, I'm there with you. And these two guys came in and they were super nice, young guys, like kind of around our age. And I opened my office here to get something for one of them, and he saw the 90s cards on the wall.
Cool.
Lost his mind. Oh, is that the 90s set? And I was like, bro. I had him walk into the office, showed him stuff, and I overwhelmed him. He was like, holy, kind of lost his mind. We were laughing because he's a surfer friend. He's a surfer buddy. So it was a really good time.
That's awesome.
Ah, iconic Silver Surfer cover. Iconic.
Saying they need a 2024 set of these with some sketches and some number to 25s. Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to argue with that one, Betty.
100%. Oh, damn confetti. This is the character card of the set.
What a pose.
Pack. Jim Lee says Silver Surfer. Baller. All these are really centered.
They're in good shape.
Colors are okay. Everything's really nice. They don't look terrible at all to me. I don't know. I'm not a grader, but they're looking good though.
Nice.
There's a lot of packs in here. How many packs is in here?
There's 36 packs.
Of course you have the number.
Yeah.
Of course you know. I don't even know why I said anything. That's embarrassing. Look at that guy. And you don't find much better looking guys than that. That dude gets the ladies. Or the men. Whatever he's into. The champion. Our buddy Miles.
Yeah, great collector.
Great collector. Pit Patrol. MCU appearance. That's an MCU card right there. That's a $1 million card right there. I hope people understand.
Be on eBay later for $1 million.
You know what? That'd be a great post. Post one of these on eBay and be like, hey, you know what? I just pulled this today. It's a banger of a card. A one of one.
Love it.
So there is a lot of doubles. Be interested to see if we get a set, which would be cool.
Be crazy if you didn't.
I'd be surprised. Only 72 cards in this set. We have the checklist, which I imagine is the harder thing to hit. In this, I don't know if that is true or not. I feel like I heard that somewhere once, but I could be wrong. In between? Is that in betweener? Aha!
Knows his
Creation
stuff.
of the surfer. The creation of the surfer. This just got into a comic cut, and this guy got it, and it's a comic cut of this. of him in the globe. It's awesome.
I've
I'll have
seen
to
it,
bring it
and
up.
it is awesome.
It is awesome. Great Doctor Strange. Oh wow, Jack Kirby Surfer with Doom. I forgot about that.
What a great card that is.
I actually forgot how pretty that card was. Been a while since I've seen that. So you got some age stuff there, Philosopher. This is a great one. This is Ron Lim as well. This is the art for the promo. The other thing that's in this set people should know is that there's a promo card, and there's also a card that was released by Dynamic Forces back in the day, if you guys remember DF. And it was a Silver Surfer card with the set, and it came in a binder with a certificate. And Ron Lim signed 1,992 for 1992 when it came out. And those cards exist as well. And they're hand numbered and signed by Ron Lim.
Wow.
I know I'm going slow. I will hurry up, I promise.
You're doing great. You take your time. It's your box.
I go super slow. I think this is the last card in the set. No, 71. I forgot it was the last card.
It's funny how these older packs from back in the day, they break so much different than a modern day pack. You know, they feel like wax, some of them.
Super Scroll. Ah, great one.
That's cool.
Doom.
I love that Doom card.
That Doom card's great. Classic post for Doom.
Classic angry Doom about to bash the keyboard in like I might later.
I love her. She's so cool looking in the books. It's just a weird, very weird looking character, Infinity. So weird. Yeah, man. Some of these cards from the 90s, I don't think a lot of people are doing graded from them. So they're super hard to find, low pop, and hard for people to put 10s together. So a lot of people are cracking the boxes, but most 90s cards just don't come out of the box very well. However, I really appreciate this set because it does feel really smooth. It's nice. It's a great Hulk.
Yeah.
Hulk and Surfer is everywhere. I didn't realize that when I first got into Surfer.
It must be so weird pulling a box apart that is every card is part of your PC.
It's overwhelming. It's definitely exciting. Big boy here. I think this is the first card in the set. Yep, first issue.
Very cool.
But yeah, it's I don't know. It's really cool. It's really cool because I'm used to never seeing Surfer in cards. So to see kind of his whole legacy, and I've been collecting this set one way or another for a long time.
Lots of doubles, eh?
Lots of doubles. I'd be interested to see. It's a lot of doubles. For 7 cards a pack, I'm surprised to see so many doubles.
Let me know in the chat if anybody's ever opened one of these. If anyone's opened this box. Vintage Lord, have you?
Death. Another banger. Cards are pretty. It's so cool. I can't thank you enough for this, man. This is so awesome. I have never opened this box. That is so cool. Oh, good. Another checklist.
Never seen a foiled checklist in my life.
I know. And then nice. Checklists are, I like checklists, man. I got to be honest. I need to see something here because I think my eyes are playing tricks on me.
Okay.
Is that card darker or a different color scheme? I don't think it is.
Let's find out.
I'm just losing my mind here. Just losing it ever so slightly. That would be to say I once had it, so who knows? Yeah.
Vintage Lords opened a couple of these packs, but he had a sealed box and he ended up selling it in the past year.
Oh.
He sold a lot of his sealed wax, he was saying.
Well, with the prices they were at, probably smarter move was doing that.
Yep.
No, same. But cool. Yeah. Sorry.
No problem.
Oh.
Wow. I don't think you could pull too many checklists. No one's going to be disappointed if you keep pulling checklists.
No, I love it. I love it. I'm happy to do that.
Today has been the day of the checklist. It really has been.
If I was a sick puppy, I would have sent in more of these to the CGC signing for Jim Lee.
Right.
But I didn't go crazy. I should have gone crazy. I should have sent in tons of stuff, but I didn't go crazy. I think we've seen that one yet. The Stranger. This is a card from Comic Images, one of the first Silver Surfer cards in the 80s. I had no idea Surfer was on it because the title of the card is Stranger. And I was like, damn it. It took me forever to figure it out.
We were talking a bit about that yesterday, about how hard it is to find comic clippings that have your character if it's not listed as the main character.
No. No. It's really tough. It's really tough.
I'm just gonna mention while you're ripping this box apart that part of the plan for this channel for everyone who's watching is to have you guys who are collecting come on and open up boxes and share with us your experience of going through them and what you're collecting out of them and your favorite cards. Like, everybody seems to have a different favorite card when they're going through these boxes, and I'm always surprised. They're always so different, so rare. Everyone's like, yeah, that's my favorite. Everyone seems to have a different opinion.
I do love that, actually. I didn't even think about which card's my favorite. Weird. Love it. So iconic.
What was the last box of cards you ripped open?
Or Beginnings on EPAC?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, was really fun. It was more fun than the previous MMs for sure. Because like buying like MM16 or MM18 at the price point it's at is just not worth it. Because all the hits quotations hits are long been claimed. Very few things. A lot of people kept sealed product. So MM was pretty cool to see all the variations. I'm not a huge fan of Amber cards because I hate that logo, but I like how the cards. I like how the cards are made. I just hate the logo, so it's more of a pet peeve kind of thing than an actual statement.
I like the out of 15s that were tinted with that orange, and the one of ones that were tinted that like reddish pink.
I just felt like I actually hit stuff when I opened up that product. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like I was just like, okay, well, that didn't work out. I felt like Beginnings was an absolute like crapshoot, obviously. You know what I mean? But I had to do it for a booklet or a cut chance because I just couldn't help myself because I'm crazy. But you can see how off-centered this is. That's a great card. I have the poster of this. They made a poster. Jim Lee, 87, 90 something. No, not 87. It would be 90, 95, 96. Glows in the dark and it has a silver thing on it. It's a sick poster. Very hard to find.
Had it right next to your lava lamp when you were a kid, probably, right?
Don't mess with me, man. Me and Blacklight, we go way back, bro. Way back. I love that, dude. I'm all about that. I had Trapper Keepers. I have no taste, so it doesn't matter. I live the dream that way. Okay. These cards can be really off-centered, and this is kind of like the perfect card to look at that if anybody's looking for a condition. I mean, it doesn't matter. No. But since we're here, it'd be cool to point out how some of these cards are very off-centered. And you wouldn't know it unless you knew what they normally look like or the design. And I think that's a huge problem for a lot of companies right now is people look at cards and they don't open enough or see the card enough to know what's truly centered and what's not. And I don't know. Does it matter? No.
When it's so off-centered, I almost just want to call it an air card, even if it's like comical, you know?
Yeah, I think some off-center cards do end up being kind of a little bit like error cards because it becomes a little much. Like this is not terrible, but you can see clearly
Yeah,
how it can get really bad, especially the top and the bottom.
yeah,
Because the image doesn't directly, because the image is really long, the rectangle, it doesn't really necessarily fit on top of the card. So when they were making them, they had to crop it and scale it down and all that stuff. And obviously it created, I'm seeing white at the bottom of the box. That means our journey's almost over.
wow, you're a fast ripper. I love it.
You know, I don't know what to say. I get it a lot. Thank you.
That's right.
Oh, look, perfect. Even more off-centered.
Oh, I love it.
3 degrees of off-centeredness.
So for me, if you found one that was way over there, oh, checklist. If you found one that was way over there, I would be putting it in the air card section.
Oh, I would too.
Yeah. So one of the you were saying MM16. I like that they had buybacks in there. I wish MM22 had some form of something like that. You know,
Buybacks. Buybacks are good. People think buybacks are a money grab. I disagree.
you've talked about this before, and I agree with you completely. The buybacks are cool, especially when they're numbered and stamped. Like,
Yep. And the ones from MM16, they are numbered. There's only 100 or 110 of each, but they don't have the numbered on the card. But based on ratio, there's less than 110 of each, I think. Maybe even 99, I don't remember.
and it's a cool stamp. The Marvel chrome stamp they have on it. It's really neat.
It's super awesome. The Flea Ultra X-Men and the Flea Ultra Spider-Man stamp, the best buyback stamps. The gold X, the red Spidey, that was genius. That was some good stuff right there. I want more of it. I think buybacks are great for 90s cards. They're making 90s cards into numbered cards, and then you get a high grade on them. I don't know, man. That's pretty fun. Ridiculous what people charge, blah, 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 blah. But still fun to see.
I've heard the buybacks are really challenging to grade.
Oh, yeah, because they've been going through the process twice. They made it through once, and then they got to get a hard stamp on them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I have an example of one that's graded very high for the collection. But, oh, Celestial. We haven't seen one of these yet here.
Wow.
That's probably one of the tougher ones to find. I haven't seen him either. But, yeah, man, I don't know. People, I don't know. You have to know. You have to know certain things, I guess.
I liked the Marvel Metal buybacks from the 95 original set.
Yes. Those were cool. I didn't have one because they didn't do any surfers, so that's heartbreaking.
I don't have the Sabretooth one, but it's dope.
You don't have the Sabretooth one?
Nope.
You'll find it. You check ePack, see if it's just hiding on someone's site.
I think it was, but getting a hold of people on ePack is you either know in the chat or will find out soon, is like putting a message in a bottle and hurling it out to sea.
Oh, that is the perfect analogy. I think that's the first Galactus we've seen. It's 100% miserable. I just bought something recently on ePack, which you know of, which I won't talk about, that I bought recently on ePack from someone who never sells. And if they do sell, the price has to be extraordinarily high. And of course, I was the idiot to do it. And I will say, man, it was 100% worth it to me. Stupid, but 100% worth it to me. And I will say, it was definitely a Christmas miracle. I did not think that would happen because it never happens like that. These guys, because they're not motivated. When you're spending, what, $2,000 on a case every month, why do you need to sell your cards for no money? You can just keep it as a library and just wait until people get desperate enough to hit you up.
And for every success, another checklist, and for every success story on ePack of reaching out to someone and making a deal, there's 10 stories of the person that that's just never responded, right?
Oh, for sure. It's no, ePack is miserable. It can either be your best friend or completely miserable.
It's frustrating.
I think this is my favorite card so far.
Really?
I have to say, I think that card really surprised me. I've always had this as a set. I've never gotten a chance to experience where each card's being revealed to me one by one. And that one has surprised me so far in a big way. And I'm excited to talk about it in a little bit. That was really, I did not expect that.
I'm
That was
so happy that we're doing this. I like watching the Silver Surfer collector open up the Silver Surfer box. There's sometimes you look up boxes on YouTube and they're there, but you'll never see this one again. I'll tell you that.
Well, it's because of you. It's really kind of you to have me do this. When you offered, I was like, no, it's okay, because I didn't want to be greedy. But I have to say, this is definitely a big moment for me, because I've actually never opened this, and it's actually really cool. So I'm actually really enjoying it.
So fun.
It's really cool. This is a pretty difficult card to get. This card's actually on one of those really small stickers from the 80s where they have a number on them. And this is number 32, I think. So it's kind of cool to see this like in a full, big card form kind of stuff. I love this stupid card.
Yeah. You're really getting down to it. You motored through that.
Yes, sir. Yeah, my pack stash over here is getting pretty high, starting to avalanche a little bit. So it's coming down. My cat next to me, just begging to play with the packs. Awesome.
So pets and collecting cards don't go hand in hand, I bet. Have you ever lost a card to the pet?
No, but I lost the pet because she messed with my cards. I'm just kidding. I would never do that. That's a joke. That's a horrible. That's really dark. I'm so sorry.
Hashtag PETA, right?
Hashtag PETA. I can see myself being banned right here, right now. That's it. Right there for that joke. No.
There's a knock at the door. The stream ends.
And that's it. No, they're fine. They're fine. Have you had an incident with a pet and a card? No.
Man, have I ever had an incident? I have had incidents with my last dog and collectibles. One time I went downstairs and the dog was chewing on one of my Chad Muska skateboards. Yeah, 100%. I love the dog. A little bit less after that, but yeah.
A little bit less after that.
That was
How could you betray me?
Looked up at me just with pure guilt, you know?
Oh, the urge was too great. Chewing on a skateboard must be really nice, too.
Oh, yeah, I think it was the best day of that dog's life, be honest with you. Oh, no, look at what Jake said. My cat took a bite out of my MM16 buyback card. He is not allowed in certain rooms anymore.
Oh, no, Jake.
Ooh, terrible.
That's actually really terrible. That's bad. That's a bad card to bite into, too.
Yeah. Jake, you got to feed your cat more. It won't eat your cards, man.
Yeah. I'm worried about your cat. Yeah. I had to do it, man.
It's supposed to be a Marvel stream, but we're learning a lot about animals today.
Oh, this is a crazy one. This is a famous... They used this for an album cover. The Silver Surfer. Jim... What's his name? Famous. I forget. Surfer and Rockers has a little bit of a history. I found that out, which was kind of cool. I didn't realize.
Oh, wow! What a
banger!
Did we see?
We haven't seen this one at all. No. There's some secret stuff in here. You don't really hit everything.
So this is going to be the last one you're going to open.
This is it. Unless it happens again in some way. I don't. Yeah. Unless it happens again, but this is really cool.
Jake, he doesn't need more food. He's definitely a thick boy. So am I, Jake. So am I.
Yep. I worked hard for this stuff. Say again?
Did you open it?
I'm about to. Oh, no, I didn't. I stopped. Thank God. I zoned out. I was in it. Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
That was amazing. No, we did it.
I appreciate you saving me the last pass.
That's so... Dude, wait. No, I got to turn my camera around. That was way too funny. My oh shit face, I wish I had that on camera. That was great. I was like... You were like, did you open it? I was like... And I just completely almost did.
Well, thank you so much for saving me and not tearing it to shreds. For the record, if anybody else opens a box on here, I'm not going to ask you to keep the last pack. He's the only one. He's a dear friend of mine, so I don't mind asking him. I would never ask you to, you guys, if you opened a box, to do that. But that was really
I like
cool.
the tradition though, unless like you're waiting for a hit. Then I say I think that's cruel, usual, but I do like it though.
It was fun. It was fun to get Justin to open up that LastPackMagik box today and kind of go over it, because I made the box all cool. I like did a bunch of comic clippings on it, and I put all the packs in, and I did a little Spider-Man sketch in there too. It was fun to just to do something different.
I think it's awesome. Like you showed me the box and you were like, "Don't tell him," and I was like, "Okay." But it was great. I haven't seen the video yet, but I really liked it a lot, and the sketch too, and everything.
It was fun. I really like the Spidey Hits channel. If you guys get a chance, you should go over and watch that one. Jake says, random thought. Did they ever make a surfer sleeping bag in the 80s or 90s? Wow.
I had that one.
Oh,
I had the Ghostbuster tent and sleeping bag, and I had the Ninja Turtle tent and sleeping bag too. I was big on tents. I don't know why, but I love tents. I'd never gone camping and didn't know. I've gone camping once, hated it, haven't done it again. So, but I'm sure I would like it now. But yeah.
I had the Ninja Turtle bedspread when I was younger, but when it came to Marvel stuff, all I had were the T-shirts.
T-shirts. I had the Universal. We went to Universal Studios, got the T-shirt there, and then I had another T-shirt that had like a glowing effect to it, and I had a Donatello hat.
Donatello hat. When the Ninja Turtle movie came out, when the first one in like 15 years came out, I made all the guys on the rig that I work on in the oil field, I made them Ninja Turtle hard hats, and they were all shells with each one of the bands. It was super cool. We looked like the biggest bunch of dorks. But
that's badass though, for a hard hat to be a shell. That was a good idea. That was a really good idea. That was smart. I like that a lot.
Mine somewhere. I'll find it. But
you got to send me a picture when you get to it. That'd be cool to see. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I love it.
So we talked a little bit about character collecting before you ripped that open. We really appreciate having collectors on the channel who are opening up product that pertains to their collection. So there's so many other things to open that aren't boxes of cards. Like we've talked about promos, we've talked about the uncut sheets. You've deep dived into a number of different items. I was saying before, I keep it very specific to cards, but everybody gets to pick in this space what their criteria is going to be.
I don't think there's any reason why you have to follow a set of rules. Like, I think it was because my character was banned for a little while that I had the opportunity to kind of extend out to sell sheets, boxes, a pack of that he appeared on every pack. And a few other things, that I want. Like I have this weird thing that I found. Well, someone found me, and then I found it myself. It was a Blockbuster CD-ROM with Silver Surfer on the front in a card shape. So remember they used to do that with CDs and make them like in weird shapes and stuff?
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff out there.
Well, we've got you here. I wanted to ask you, what's next? What are you looking forward to next for collecting?
So previously, and all my close friends know this, I was like, that's it. I'm done. I'm not going to be a completionist about this anymore. I'm only going to collect what I like of Surfer now. I'm not going to have to fucking chase for everything.
Yeah.
I just cussed. I'm so sorry. I'm not going to have to chase for everything.
This is the dive bar channel. Do whatever you want, bro.
I told you it was bad, man. It just comes out. And I've thrown all that out the window and I'm back in it. So I don't know. I just can't be trusted.
You heard it here first, people.
It's bad. It's going to be bad. I've gotten some stuff recently that's gotten kind of crazy. And I'm not too proud of myself, but I am proud of where you're in that space where you're like, I'm not happy I did this, but I'm super excited I did this,
I think it makes sense to have a bit of a deadline for something, but have that deadline adjustable. I don't like having a firm line in the sand about anything because things change and life changes, and why not?
Well, it's funny. Like there was a situation which I can talk about, which it's fine to talk about. And hopefully this is helpful to people. I remember, again, the way I collect is not the way everybody should collect. This is just me and my thing. So please don't ever take this as like how to or any advice or whatever. This is just my thinking of weird stuff. Man, I decided not to get the autograph green battle spec from MM22 Surfer and Galactus. I had 2 opportunities out of 10. It's an out of 10 card, so it's gone. If it comes up again and it's after EPAC where people can't find stuff again and everything gets expensive again, which is the trajectory of how this always goes, it gets cheap before EPAC because people are trying to build up money to open product because most of us are gambling addicts, and they have to open up product for the shot of hitting the big card. So it always happens that way. People sell stuff. And then EPAC hits, people go for the achievements, it gets cheap once again, and then people start realizing, oh damn, this is all going to be in everybody's like final hands before I have to wait years and years and years before finding people release stuff, and then things get expensive and then you can't find stuff. So I had a very good friend try to help me get the green 10 that he had, and it was going to be partial trade, cash. Like, he was awesome. I don't want to put out his name because I don't want to mess up his stuff, but super, just the nicest person in the world to do that for me, because they did not have to. And we weren't like, we don't really know each other all that well. So it was really cool. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to pay the grand plus for the card. I just didn't want to do it.
Yeah. And nothing wrong with that. I mean, sometimes you got to say no.
No, it was one of those things where, do I think the card is worth that? Personally, yeah, because it's the first time they did it. It's a nice looking card. It's green, so it works with like a more universal audience other than Marvel card collectors, which when thinking about investing, that's always smart to have a card that has reach outside of just the Marvel realm. But I just couldn't. I really am obsessed with the comic cut booklets stuff from beginnings. And honestly, that card, that possibility of those cards and all that stuff for me outweighed everything this year. So
it's
wild.
It's wild that there can be a set. I don't like calling them low grade sets or whatever, like beginnings, but I'm going to call them a very common set where they can have such an amazing insert that it can draw people in more than their interest is in a Marvel masterpiece can be in something, a product like Marvel Beginnings. So on this channel, when we talk about these series, we're going to talk about them in a way where we understand that for character collectors, there can be inserts that are very important to your character. So that set becomes very important to you. So we'll treat them
a huge deal.
They deserve.
It's a huge deal. Like when you put it in perspective, I was just having this conversation. I wasn't going to say anything, but screw it. I'm tired of people having a problem with what I have to say. So
never here, buddy. This is the bad.
Okay. I can't get into one of ones. I just can't get into something that's just a color change and has a one of one on the back. And I don't think it's not real. Like the golds, the Surfer versus Galactus gold, I don't know what price that's going to be, but it's not going to be for me because I'm just not, it just doesn't grab me. And it's not because it's not an amazing card. It's just as a character collector, when my focus is really only that, right? I really need a card to do something in the character in my character collection more than just be a one of one. I think golds are awesome. I think the value's there. I think they're going to be desirable long term. I think they're a genius buy. They really are. I get it from from seeing how Big Fish play in this game and all that weird stuff. I get it. No argument. But for me and where I play and like long term, because again, you and I just talked about this. There's no money to be made off of this collection. I don't want to make there's nothing to do with. You and I were just having this conversation. You see people sell these collections because they either, unfortunately and sadly, pass away, or they kind of give up, or they get tired, in times to move on.
Yeah.
It's hard. It is a hard thing to sell as a full collection. You have to go the route where you're like, I'm going to sell 5 a week. And then every week you show 5. And then you're in that for like 3-6 months doing that kind of work. That's not what's going to happen here. This either gets lit on fire with me in a boat crossing the ocean, or someone buys it all, or Emily gets upset one day and buries it in the backyard, which is plausible. So it's totally fine.
Let's hope that doesn't happen.
No, I'm just joking. I'm messing around.
Absolutely. No. So just to touch on what you were saying with the one of ones. So I'll just be honest with everybody out there watching. For myself, the one of ones aren't a feasible thing for the very simple reason that I cannot afford them. It's just a fact of the matter. I know that a lot of people watching see the collection world as some of the numbers that get thrown around are just like, for myself anyways, in the beginning, I was wondering like, who are you and how on earth is this part of your hobby? I'm so impressed that this is, people working around the multiple original art paintings and things like that. And they're in a league of their own, and that's great. I love seeing all of these people in the hobby, and I get to see stuff that I'll never get to own. But the simple fact about one of ones for me and not owning them is because I simply can't afford them. So if you feel left out of the hobby a little bit because you can't afford something, I'm in the exact same boat. Like, don't feel bad about that at all. So many of us are right there with you. And that being said, you can collect so many things for your character without having to spend $4,000 on a one of one. So don't feel bad about that.
For not only is that not only the best advice ever and beautifully said, but I will also add on to that and tack onto it that, like, honestly, man, it's really become, you and I were talking about this, but I'm like 38, 37, 38 now, whatever year I was born, around there. And I just don't give a shit. Yeah. Like, I've lost complete interest. I used to care, especially when the art stuff happened. I really used to care because I tried to please everybody. And now I'm just like, let's go. Like, it's over. Like, for me, I'm just like, I'm doing exactly what I want, and I'm staying off social media, other than like hanging out with like the pocket of people. And then, people who come check out Sketch Card Hive, people see it's not a consistent show. It's on when I'm ready to do it, and be there or not. It's not a subscribe like kind of a situation. It's more of just like, this is fun for me. This is me hanging out with friends all across the world, because unfortunately I can't ask all of you guys to move to where I'm at so we can open cards together, which is, heartbreaking in a way. It's crazy to find your people and then be so.
Well, when you are choosing to post on your channel, a lot of people are taking that information and that knowledge and applying it. So, I mean, your leisure of posting it, it's great. I'm glad that you don't find it to be something that you feel is work or stressful, but people really do appreciate that content. We're really grateful that you put it out there. I'm glad people
enjoy it. I'm having fun with everybody, and I don't know, man. I'm just glad we get to do this and hang out and have fun, and like, I don't know.
It's a riot. Cool.
Yeah.
You guys that are all in the chat, we're going to wrap it up pretty quick here, but really appreciate you all coming to hang out and watch the very first live on LastPackMagik. Please like and subscribe, all that fun stuff, or don't. I really don't care. Do whatever you want. But, thank you. There's going to be more people coming on and opening boxes and talking about their collections. And if you want to be one of them, just shoot me a message on Instagram, and I would love to hear from you. And a big thank you to you, Fausto. We really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. You gave me an opportunity I never would have had otherwise. Thank you.
More to come. More to come. And all you guys who said stuff in the chat and communicated and participated, you're the best. Thanks so much for doing it. I love doing it, and I'm glad you did too.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, everyone. Take care.